Hello book lovers and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I'm Beth and this is Boo's Book Nook. In this video, we are going to be spinning a random number generator wheel to choose how many pages I read a day. I have the long weekend off because it is the Easter bank holiday weekend, and so I have a lot of time to do some reading, and I'm hoping this is going to motivate me to get back into reading because I've been in a bit of a slump. Yes, I have. I've set the number generator wheel from 50 pages to 200 pages. I've seen booktubers do this video all across booktube, including Ellen Catherine. Hers is the most recent one I've watched. I really enjoy those videos, and so I thought I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to use that. I'm not sure who originally came up with the idea, but whoever you are, thank you, because it's a great idea. I have my random number generator wheel here, and let's see. It's 183. Okay, so we're starting off high at the higher end. That's good because I don't have loads planned today. This morning I started this book. It's The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. She actually wrote The Girl of Ink and Stars as well, which is a really popular children's novel. This one I actually got gifted from my great aunt, probably pushing on five years now. Yeah, tragic. It's probably one of the oldest books on my TBR, just waiting to be read while it's watching all the new books being put on the shelf, and it's never been read. I'm so sorry, because she is stunning. She is stunning. Just look at her. And we've got a beautiful sprayed edge as well. She's stunning. That foiling is gorgeous. We have a pink sprayed edge, and then inside, just look at those little mushrooms and the flowers. Oh, and look at this foiling. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous foiling. Whilst picking this up this morning and starting it, I also found this. It is signed, properly signed by the author, by Kieran herself. And it's just been sitting on my shelf, gathering dust. This sounds like a really interesting premise. It's almost fantasy, horror, spooky based. And on the eve of their divining, the day Lil and her twin sister Kizzy are to discover their fate, they're captured and enslaved by the cruel Boya Valka. Far away from their beloved traveller community and forced to work in the harsh castle kitchens, Lil finds some comfort in storm-eyed Mira, a fellow slave who she's drawn to in ways she doesn't understand. But too soon she also learns about the dragon, a mysterious and terrifying man of myth who takes girls as gifts. They may not have had their divining day, but the girls will still discover their fate. It sounds so intriguing. This is Kieran's debut YA novel, and I'm on chapter 2. It's only page 12. Can you imagine if this is a 5-star read and it's been sitting on my TBR shelf for 5 years? We're going to read 183 pages of this today, so that would take me to 195 pages, which, would be over halfway through the book, I think. Yeah, that would take me to... That's quite a lot to read, but the writing is big. The writing is big. we have that. Can I do it? Who knows? Let's do it. So I've moved to a comfier spot to do my 183 pages, and I have my book blanket. Just look at it. It's gorgeous. We have a cat, we have books, and it's so soft. This is my book reading blanket on it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Beverage of choice today is, of course, a cup of tea. A lovely cup of tea. It's a bit milky today. I put a bit too much into it, but so I apologise for that monstrosity you may see. This is what I mean by poetic and beautiful writing that shows you, not tells you. Listen to this. As we moved clear of the burning wagon, the wind gripped at the smoke and hurled it skywards, clearing our view of the camp beyond. The way she has personified the wind and gave it human qualities to really show you what that wind is doing. It's not just saying the wind blew the smoke away, it's the wind gripped at the smoke and hurled it skywards. So you can really imagine what that smoke is doing. Gorgeous. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. That's heartbreaking. Holy. I'm only 22 pages in. Oh my God. The twin girls village has just been absolutely ransacked. It says this in the blurb that they are encaptured. That encapturing was heartbreaking. The one thing they referred to the men doing this, they're slave gatherers. They are gathering the children of the village, killing everyone else in sight because they want slaves. Because that's realistic. That happens. That still happens in the world today, where children are taken away from their families to act as, they may not be called slaves, but pretty much are. What a start to the book. That is really an incredible way to hook someone into your book. Hello, my lovelies. I am so sorry. It is a couple of days later. I got a bit sidetracked with my dad for Easter, and I didn't actually get too much reading done. And I never updated you with how I got on with my 183 pages. We were reading The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, and let me tell you, I am in this. This is a fantastic, fantastic book. And it's heartbreaking. I think you saw me crying in the previous clip because it is so resonant to real life situations. And there is all this talk about slavery, and there's all this talk about travelers in this, and people calling them gypsies and people judging them. And it is so just heart-wrenching. And it's written beautifully. The language that she uses is incredible that I am hooked. Hook, line, and sinker I am for this book. I got to page 147, and I'm pretty sure we had to get to 195. So I actually read 135 pages of this book. So on top of today's reading from our number generator, I have to read 48 pages on top of that. I hope we get a low number. Once again, I have put in the numbers from 50 to 200. Let's hope it's on the lower end of that range, shall we? It's 121. 121, guys. Because I didn't quite get to the 183 pages that I read the other day, we have to add 48 onto this. So overall today, I have to read 169 pages. So I'm currently on page 147. If I were to read 169 pages, that would take me to the end of this book. I'm going to give it my best shot. Let's get reading because I have a lot of pages to get to. Lovelies, and a happy Monday. It's another bank holiday, so I have another day off, and it's really dark, rainy, and just gross outside. So I'm staying in my comfies, and I'm going to be reading for most of the day because I have no plans and I've got work tomorrow, so I just need to chill, relax, and recharge, ready to be back at work. Yesterday, I had to read 169 pages. I did it. I actually did it. I'm so impressed. But literally yesterday, when I left you, I just read, and I read all evening really, and it was lovely. I'm giving it a 4.5 stars. It's not quite 5 stars, but this was fantastic. I wanted more of that fantasy element. It was almost like it was two different stories in the end, where it started off with the slavery and travelers and the mistreatment of the travelers from North India. And I really liked that because the author herself, Kieran, is from that region, and she is writing from almost experience, she says, which is so lovely. I thoroughly enjoy reading about and finding out about different cultures. It's heartbreaking to hear about the mistreatment of people because that is true. That this happens, and then it takes a different turn, as I said, like not long to the end, where actually I wanted more of that. I wanted more of the ending. Spoiler alert, I'm going to put in a spoiler here. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you don't want spoilers, please skip ahead, and I'll put the time here that you need to skip ahead to because I just need to talk about it. With 100 pages to go, we discover that actually there are the undead, and specifically vampires, that are a part of this kingdom. And that is who has taken one of the twins. And as Kieran says in the author's note, she has taken inspiration from Bram Stoker's Dracula and Dracula's Brides. And that is what I can really see in that last 100 pages. She decided, she said, I will become a vampire because I want to change. I want to change what he already does. He currently kills children and innocents, whereas she wants to change it so it's actually the people who are guilty and are not innocent. So, of course, it's still not great because you're vampires and you're killing people, but it's better than killing the innocents, which I thought was a lovely twist. And I really like that vampire twist to this at the end. I think there could have been more of the vampires. I loved it so much. And Kieran writes beautifully. She has, as I said before, that poetic style of writing. I cannot believe I've only just picked this up. And that's when I picked up this one. What You're Looking For is in the library by Michiko Ayayama. I'm so sorry I've pronounced that incorrectly. But this is a Japanese author and it has been translated, as it says here, translated by Alison Watts. I have yet to read a translated book. I feel like I'm so late to the party. I picked this up on Vinted because, of course, I work in a library. So now anything that says about a library, I have to buy it. But the premise of this sounds really nice. It follows different characters who are having a bit of a job crisis or a life crisis and they don't know what to do. They're stuck. And so they go to this library where the librarian there tells you and shows you a book which is exactly what you are looking for. I am exactly on page 12. I have my spinning wheel random number generator here, and the range is again from 50 to 200 pages. 185. We have had 3 really big spins on this wheel, but I think I can do it. So to read 185 would take me to page 197. I don't actually know how many pages are in this book. Pretty much takes me to the end of this book. Also want to say, happy National Tea Day. I'm already on my second cup of tea today, and I probably will drink a lot more because National Tea Day, you have to drink tea. What an English day. So grab yourself a cup of tea if you haven't got one already, and let's get reading. It says library. What a nice sounding word. So comforting. I feel like I'm a student again. Library. Am I allowed to borrow books? Yeah. Like, I think people believe libraries are just for schools and universities, colleges, and they forget that we still have libraries and they hold a lot of books, including popular books. So this is my shameless plug to go join your local library. It's free, and go take out books because it's free. Hello, my lovelies, and happy evening. It is now 6:10 in the evening. I did want to update you with how I am getting on with what you're looking for is in the library. I am currently on page 153. Like 40 pages off reaching our target of 185 pages for today. This book is so bingeable. It's so good. Each chapter is a different character who has experienced different things. There was one character who is a woman who has recently had a baby and work are treating her poorly. They've kind of demoted her and she's stuck in a rut. She feels like her career's not going anywhere. She has a child. She goes to the library and she sees the librarian there who recommends a book that might help her out. And that happens for every different character in this book. The amount of little quotes there are that are so heartwarming and so resonant for day-to-day life is gorgeous. And those are the quotes that I've been tabbing. It's lovely. Like a quote I've underlined here, it's a really short one, is just go with the flow. From big things to little, there are some things we simply cannot force to go to plan, no matter how hard we try. As I said, it's my last day off today. So beverage of choice this evening, it's a cheeky rosé wine. Please don't judge the glass. I know it's not a wine glass, but we have a really bad habit in this household of smashing a lot of our glasses. And usually it's me that's smashing them. So we have one wine glass and the hubby has that one right now. And I just have a little cute tumbler, which I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at because it's cute. Although I cannot tell how much I've got in there. Oopsie. Okay, let's get some reading done. morning, my lovelies, and happy Tuesday. So, where I left you last night, I was so close to finishing this book. What You're Looking For is in the library, and I did it. I finished it. I gave this a 5 stars. The amount of quotes that were in it that I just want to remember and live by really engaged me into the book. And I thought it was so cute and clever how they interlinked all the stories. So they linked up. This is a book I can see myself rereading again just for the quotes, really. I would highly recommend this. And I'm so excited to read more translated Japanese novels if they are this good. We absolutely smashed yesterday's goal of 185 pages. Because it was so early in the night, I decided to pick up another book. The husband and I have been watching a lot of Sherlock again recently, and so he spotted this on my TBR, and so he chose this book for me to read. It is A Study in Scarlet and the Sign of the Four by Arthur Conan Doyle. A classic. This copy is stunning. I'm already on page 33 of this book. So this was written and published in 1887. So you can imagine the writing style is very much of that era. But I kind of love that Victorian-esque writing style. This follows John Watson, who was an army surgeon in the Northumberland Fusiliers. He was injured and so he came back to England, and he needs someone to live with because he can't afford to live on his own. And he gets introduced to Mr. Sherlock Holmes, who is a consultant detective, the only one in the country, and he is extremely clever. He can deduce exactly where you have been that morning just by looking at you, looking at the mud that's on your shoes. So interesting. If you haven't heard of Sherlock Holmes, have you been living under a rock? That's all I can say. I have got work today, but just in the afternoon from 12:30 to 6:15. So we have some time this morning. We have some time. So let's spin our wheel to see how many pages we need to read today. Oh, help. It's 197. We can give it a try, but I'm really not hopeful for that today. So 197 onto the 33 I've already read is 230. Can you see how much I'm going to have to read? This is where I'm currently at, and this is where I'm going to have to get to. What is happening in this video? It's getting me reading. That's the main thing. I'm a bit nervous because if I don't read the amount of pages I need to today, then they have to pass on to tomorrow. And what's the bet? We're going to get a massive number tomorrow. We try. We can all but try. We can just do our best. And that is all I can ask of myself today. That being said, then I should get on reading because I've got 197 pages. Did I mention 197 pages? I need to read today. Let's get reading. I've moved locations and I'm now sitting on the sofa because we needed to get comfy for this video. Beverage of choice today is, of course, cup of tea. Definitely needed in my Mickey waffle mug. Afternoon, my lovelies, and a happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. We made it. Let me tell you now, I did not read the amount of pages I was supposed to read yesterday. I was supposed to read 197 and get to page 230, where I got to 130. So I read 97 pages. I did not read the whole 197. So today I have to add on 100 pages to whatever the number generator gives me. I did this to myself. I'm reading The Study in Scarlet and the Sign of the Fall by Arthur Conan Doyle. And actually, I cheated a little bit because it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. And I've had a lot of things to do this morning, including editing a video, which would already be up right now. So if you haven't watched it already, here's the best books of 2025 so far, in my opinion, of course. Go have a watch of that one after this one. So I had to edit that, and that took a long time. I'm still getting used to editing videos, and it's just taking me a while. I had to drop off some parcels for Vinted. I've had to do some tidying around and just odd jobs. So actually, whilst doing that, I've been listening to the audiobook of this. So I got a lot further than I had left off yesterday. Let's roll to see how many pages we have to read for the rest of today. Plus the 100 I didn't do yesterday. Why do I do this to myself? I'm going to be setting my will from 50 pages to 200 pages. And we're going to hope and pray for a small amount because we've got to add 100 onto the number we roll. Are you ready? 96. Okay. At least it's below 100. So that means we've got 196 pages to read this afternoon. I hope we could do it. That would definitely lead us to finishing this book. I'd have to finish this book and then start a new book and read 71 pages of a new book. The wheel has not been on my side. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. I'm really intrigued to see how the rest of this goes. I'm practically at the end of the first novel, which is A Study in Scarlet. So then we'll be starting on the next one. I'm enjoying it. It's okay. It's very outdated, as you'd expect for something written in the 1800s. There are some questionable topics that are brought up that you wouldn't expect to hear or see these days because they're not really acceptable. So yeah, let's get this finished. Good afternoon, my loves, and happy Thursday. And that means we are at the end of this vlog and this challenge. Where I left you yesterday, I was going to read the rest of this book, and then I'd have to read another 71 pages of another book. Newsflash. I didn't do it. I couldn't manage it. It was just too many pages, and last night I just didn't fancy reading that much. And I don't know whether I'm feeling a little bit bored by this book. It's just not very gripping. I think I need something more gripping, but it's still interesting and I do want to finish it. So I'm not DNFing it, don't worry. I am going to finish it. It just has taken me a lot longer to get through. Overall, I think we have smashed it this week. And yes, I haven't achieved every single daily goal, but I have read a lot. We started off with reading The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, and that was 4.5 stars. I loved it. Brilliant, perfect, amazing. Then we read What You're Looking For Is in the Library by Mashiko Oyama, and that was a 5-star read. Amazing. I loved it. And then we started A Study in the Scarlet and the Sign of the Fall by Arthur Conan Doyle. And it was good. A solid 3-star read, which is still a good book. I'm still enjoyed it. So that's nearly 3 whole books in one vlog. Definitely an improvement from last week. I actually really enjoyed this challenge because it gave me the motivation to read and get reading and set a goal for me to try and get to. So it was just really fun. Although I didn't achieve it most of the time, I had fun, which is, I think, is the main thing. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here and you haven't already, press that subscribe button. Please do subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you can be alerted to any future videos that I upload. Whilst you're there, let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them. I'd love to know. I will see you soon for another video. Bye!